Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Lance again. Today I'm going to come at you with a different type of video. Today I'm going to be kind of like analyzing, kind of just talking about the newest Captain Marvel trailer from Marvel Studios. We've been anticipating this film forever and it's finally out. At least the trailer is. First impressions off of this trailer. I really like it. I wanted to see a little bit more of Captain Marvel fighting. Well, I just feel like there was a lot of stuff that they kind of left out purposely because they don't want to run the risk of giving out any spoilers or whatever like that. And this is a very kind of mysterious type of film. We've been anticipating this for over a year now, especially after the last Avengers, and we just now are getting a trailer and it comes out next March. A little disclaimer before we get into it. I do not have a lot of knowledge when it comes to the comic books or a lot of the source material, so please don't hold that against me. What I'm really just going off of the research that I kind of looked up about the movie, about the character itself, and about the movie. So the trailer starts off with Captain Marvel falling from the sky. When Carol actually drops from the sky, she kind of like exits a pod. And when she does drop from the sky, she ends up in a blockbuster video. You can tell that she doesn't really have a good idea of where she is, but she know it's all familiar to her. Could it be that she doesn't actually know what Earth is, or that she doesn't remember ever being on Earth besides that time, or that she kind of is stranded on Earth without a means to get off of it? You do see her kind of take a car with Nick Fury. So that's kind of interesting considering the fact that I thought that she could fly, which may or may not be true according to this Court of Universe. Along with that speculation, you also see Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury as a younger man. Samuel L. Jackson, I think, wore dots on his face during filming so that the CGI could be on his face the whole time, because they actually make him look like 20 years younger. And they do a really good job. According to the trailer, he looks great. And to be honest with you, you can't even tell that most of that is CGI. What we also learn about Carol Danvers is that she's aligning herself with the Kree military. She's caught herself in the middle of a battle between the Kree military and the Skrulls. It seems like she's actually going to be working with an old Guardians of the Galaxy villain, Ronan the Accuser. Since this is set in the 90s, obviously he's still alive because Guardians takes place, I think, in 2014, around there. Jude Law plays a character by the name of Marvel, or Walter Lawson. Now, according to my knowledge, he's actually going to be helping Captain Marvel kind of understand her powers and kind of be like a mentor figure to her. He shows up in the trailer very briefly. You see that his eyes are like lit up. So obviously he's of alien descent. You see a little bit of the Skrulls here. I believe that's Ben Mendelsohn. I think he's in makeup. So I guess we will be able to see a little bit of him, even though we only see like basically one frame. You do see a little bit of her life before the accident that, assumably, that's how she got her powers. We see her as a fighter pilot along with one of her best friends, and they are wearing their Air Force uniforms. It kind of flashes back to her old childhood days and shows her as a child just kind of being into accidents, and then you see the final accident where she kind of gains her powers. You see the powers just kind of take over her hands, and it leaves you to think if this is like quantum realm kind of powers. A lot of people have been speculating that, and I happen to agree. I think that, with Ant-Man and everything like that, I feel like that has to be something related to what's going on. And you kind of see the powers kind of overtake her hands, and then presumably that's how she became Captain Marvel. And also through the accident, that's how she kind of lost all her memory. And then you do see a little bit of her in a car chase earlier on in the trailer, but then towards the end of the trailer, you see her on a train and just like fighting somebody who we can't see, presumably a Skrull or one of the main villains. Also, I think it should be noted that Phil Coulson is back, and you see him a little bit. He has a full head of hair. It's pretty cool knowing he's back. Of course, it's the 90s. I think S.H.I.E.L.D. is just in its early stages. You actually see a shot of Captain Marvel just punching the shit out of an old lady. I think, obviously, that has to be a Skrull villain. That has to be somebody of alien descent taking the form of a human, and the human happens to be an elderly woman. Overall, this trailer was pretty, I guess you could say, informative, but then not really informative at all. Some people actually said that it was bland or just kind of underwhelming. I have to agree to a certain extent. I really expected a little bit more. I wanted to see a little bit more of the villain. I wanted to see a little bit more of the action. I feel like the action was a little bit one-sided here because all you saw was Captain Marvel. I understand that they didn't want to give any spoilers out again, but At the end of the day, I think the main thing about making a teaser trailer is trying to make it exciting. It was exciting to an extent, but just not exciting as people thought it was, or me in general. So I just feel like maybe, hopefully, the second trailer is a little bit better so we can get a little bit more pumped up because, you know, not for nothing, this is the last film before Avengers 4. This is the last film, I presume, in Phase 3. Before Avengers 4, and then after that everything just kind of goes its own separate way, and I believe that this is going to be hopefully the catalyst to Avengers 4, and we'll see one of the biggest characters probably in Avengers 4 and in Marvel Universe in general. Who knows? Captain Marvel could be the face of Marvel after this all said and done, and this is basically their Wonder Woman. This is their first female-led superhero film ever, and it's about time. And hopefully it kicks ass, and I can't wait for it, and maybe you guys can too. Anyway, that's it for today's video. I'll talk to you guys later, and yeah, have a good one. Peace.